I'm Mike Mickelwright. Today we're going to be talking about enhancing and sustaining lean improvements while adding spark to your quality management system. That's our focus because it's so important. I was also working with many different organizations on developing quality management systems that were certified to an ISO 9001 based standard. And I realized over the years, as I was working down these two different paths with two different types of companies, the relationship and the overlap between both sets of programs. You have your ISO 9001 program, which is all geared towards building a good quality management system so that you build good products and services. And then you have Lean. And Lean is all about process improvement. But really, aren't they the same? Aren't they the same thing? Aren't we really trying to do the same thing? We shouldn't be focusing in on a quality thing versus a lean thing. We should be focusing in on how to integrate the two so that both are enhanced, both are very effective and efficient, and inspire you to integrate the lean practices into your quality management system so that we can achieve the results that you typically see in a lean movement or a lean transformation. And those results include lead times that were cut from weeks down to days, inventory turns that are doubled in 2 years and then perhaps doubled again in 2 more years, annual productivity gains of 15 to 20% and reduction of defects by 50%. Those are typical lean results that can happen within a couple years. One of the days after they were certified, the president came up to me and he says, "Hey Mike, I want you to take a look at this. It's called a waste walk form." I said, "All right, I'll take a look at it." He wanted my opinion of this waste walk form. So I looked at the form, and sure enough, it had a description of the waste, and it had the root cause of the waste, and the action plan to get rid of the waste, and the long-term action to prevent the waste from occurring again. And I looked at his form and I said, "Well, your waste walk form is wasteful." And he looked at me, and it's not the answer he wanted. But now you look at what it says in ISO 9001, and specifically section 4.2.1 of ISO 9001. And I quote, "The quality management system shall include documents, including records determined by the organization to be necessary to ensure the effective planning, operation, and control of its processes." Interesting, isn't it? Planning, operation, and control. Doesn't that sound like sustaining the processes, sustaining the lean, improved processes? Now, what are some of the similarities between lean and an ISO-based quality management system? Well, there are many, but I'm going to stick to the top level, the high level similarities. First of all, they're both based on plan, do, check, act, or some people would call that the Deming cycle. Let's look at the relationship between those, between the ISO 9001 quality management system principles and a lean principle out of the Toyota Way. Now, in the Toyota Way, that's principle 13, which states we want to make decisions slowly by consensus, thoroughly considering all options, and implement rapidly. I like to lay it out in this way for 2 reasons. First of all, if you look at the first letter of each of those words, it forms the word downtime. Easy to remember. The second reason I like it is because defects is at the top. We have to remember that one of the key purposes of lean, it's not about cost reduction. That's a benefit. That's icing on the cake. One of the key reasons we do lean is to improve quality. When you improve quality, productivity goes up and costs go down. I have been using the term quality management system because that is the common term that's been used. I prefer calling it a business management system because a lot of people start thinking that the quality management system is a quality thing, a quality department thing. And we all know, I hope we all know, that quality is everyone's responsibility. That lean gives us the systematic tools. See, ISO is this thing that was very broad, very vague. It was not prescriptive intentionally because it applies to so many different industries, so many different types of companies, so many different countries within the world. So it has to be vague and less prescriptive. Lean gives us the how-tos. How do we do this?